It really was kind of like a combination of us wanting to travel more, to have a little bit more freedom in our lives, and also to have some financial independence. So when it all boils down to our goals, Vanlife ended up being the perfect solution for that. So, you know, not having a mortgage means you don't have to work as much, and not having to work as much means you have a lot more freedom to pursue your passions. And for us, that was outdoor adventure, travel. We really like to hike, bike, climb, and the 2 weeks of vacation a year that we were getting from our office jobs just really wasn't cutting it. So we started looking at vans, and once we found a van that we really liked, it sort of became a more tangible option for us. We're like, yeah, this could actually work for us. Hey guys, we are Jess and Greg of Drifter.Journey on Instagram. We are excited to show you our Dodge Ram Promaster. It's a 2017, and we have been on the road since May of 2018, full-time living in our van. This is our kitchen. We did not do the build ourselves. We hired someone to do it, and we were very close to him throughout the whole design and build process. So it turned out exactly how we like. We've got the small truck fridge in here. It holds about 3 to 4 days worth of fresh food for us. This is what I call the pantry. So we've got 2 drawers in here with kind of like dishes and silverware and things like that. We have the Dometic combo cooktop and sink. So we've got the 2-burner cooktop with the sink that just drains out the bottom for our gray water. And that's kind of nice that it closes, because then we can kind of use that as additional counter space when we're not cooking. And then up here we kind of have our kitchen cabinets, which is just kind of pots and pans, extra food, and then this is like our bathroom. So you've got toiletries and whatnot in there. Moving to the dining area, Greg, you want to demonstrate our
swivel
dining room
table? It's the best thing that ever existed. So this table here gives us a nice little living room space, so you can just lounge back and enjoy yourself. When she feeds me, I'll sit here, and comes over here, she'll make dinner, put it out here for me. She can sit down and join, and it works for a little workstation for, computer stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice that it's like out of the way when we're not using it. We can use this seat and access anything in the back from the front of the van. These cubbies do open, so this is kind of like what I would consider our everything drawer from back home. So there's a ton of stuff in there, and then this one actually holds our battery too in the bottom. So we have a 200 amp hour battery, and then this is another storage cubby full of gear. So storage was actually really important for us, because we use our van basically to get outdoors, and we have way too many hobbies. So we have mountain biking stuff, climbing stuff, fishing, hiking, camping. So we'll show you all of that in the garage when we get there. So
we have a 7-gallon tank in the back, and we fill it up from the rear. That feeds the sink. We only use that for cooking, and then we actually have 2 of these 7-gallon jugs. So we do this one for drinking water, and the other one is our shower water. And we just refill those whenever we need to, and they fit real nice in the back. So we don't have a huge tank. Gray water drains out the bottom into a bucket, so we can dispose of it properly. Yeah. So we don't actually have an inverter in our setup, and we won the Jackery, which was awesome, because it gives us the ability to charge the drone batteries and camera batteries without using. We have just a really cheap one that plugs in the cigarette lighter, and it's junk. So this has been a lifesaver for that. So we can charge it up while we're driving, or off the solar panels during the day, and then just charge all our batteries off of it. And van haircuts, Jackery. That's how we get our buzzer going.
We have several USB chargers throughout the van. There's 2 here, and we each have 1 at the back. So yeah, almost everything we have charges off USB, like our phones and whatnot, but the camera batteries and such need an actual, what is that, AC? I don't know the power situation. But yeah, they actually need to plug into something. So that's where the Jackery really comes in handy, because we don't want to have like a bunch of 12-volt adapters for that stuff.
You did get it right, it is AC.
Okay.
So yeah, we're all DC.
Yeah.
In here. So we did dual max air fans, the remote controlled one. So we have one in the back, one in the front. Depending on where we're at, we will have one running in, the other one out to cycle air through. They are probably one of the most important things. Just airflow when it's hot is very important. And then this one, when she's cooking, we crack the windows, exhaust it out. So the front one's good for us.
So yeah, this front cab cover too, this kit, it's made specifically for the Dodge Ram windows, which is perfect for us because it works really well. And I would definitely recommend anybody who's in their van a lot should get one of these kits because it blocks so much sun. It keeps the cold out when it's cold and the hot out when it's hot. And it just regulates the temperature in the cab a lot more because there's no insulation in this roof. And it gets really hot up here, especially after we're done driving for a couple hours. It just stays hot. So it's nice to keep the sun out and try to cool it down a little bit in here. So this is the bedroom, obviously, pretty self-explanatory. We actually decided that we wanted a really big bed. Most people we've noticed in the Dodge Rams are sleeping side to side, which it's almost exactly 6'2", and Greg happens to be 6'2". And so we were worried about that, which is why we actually sleep front to back. In addition to the fact that when the bikes are under the bed, they are basically as long as this bed is anyway. So it kind of worked out for our needs to have a really big bed. So this is in between a king and a queen. We actually bought a king size high density foam mattress topper and then cut it down to fit this size. And then we just buy oversized queen mattress sheets and they fit just fine. So that's kind of how that works. It's super comfortable. I'm really happy with it. We sleep pretty good. So then we also have our bedroom cabinets back here, and this is just basically all our clothes. Greg and I split this one, and then he gets this one, and then I have this one. So we're kind of messy. It's like sort of organized, but mostly it's just kind of shove it in.
When the bikes are in, the bed has to be higher, so it is at the higher location right now. So I can't sit up in it right now, but if we need to, we can lift it up or lower it back down. The good thing with that is it gives us a little leeway front to back. So if we end up not parking totally flat, we have a little bubble level that we use. And if it's off just a little bit, you know, I can just cheat the front like 3 inches, 4 inches to level it back out. So I don't have to put blocks out, which blocks aren't the easiest sometimes. So
it's kind of
a good little cheat.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, when the bikes aren't in, we probably get another 10 inches of headroom, which is really nice. So we're glad that we asked for that feature from our builder, and he was more than happy to put it in for us.
So everything's over here. So we have a T-Max, the battery system. So this one shows you, our main battery and then the auxiliary battery, what levels they're at. And when we get a lot of solar, which we don't actually today, and it's still linked. So when the sun's coming in extra strong, it'll link the battery. So it'll link the main battery with the auxiliary that's back here, and they'll both charge at the same time. And then in the evening, as it gets dark out, it'll click off. It'll only be charging the back battery. Make sure that we don't kill the battery on the main. And if for some odd reason it's dead and we can't start it, there's an auto link button on here that we can do. It'll connect both of them, which in turn will allow us to start the car off of the spare battery. This switch here is just the LED lights on the awning, in and out for the awning, heater control. These were the bed lifts, so front and rear. We got one light switch there with the dimmer, and then some garage lighting down there. So we have a Renogy solar system. We have 300 watts worth of panels on top. It comes into our charge controller here, which goes into a 200 amp hour AGM battery, and it is more than enough. We never run out of juice. So Yeah, this is that other jug I was telling you about. It's our shower one. It's totally full because we don't use it all that often. We get a shower here and there. So yeah, we did 500-pound sliding trays. So yeah, both our mountain bikes fit in here. We ended up putting the tires, front wheels up in here. It's just a little fork mount setup. It works well. Keeps them inside. We prefer them to be inside because if we're in cities, it feels a little safer to have them in. They're expensive. Off on the side is the water fill, and then we just have some random stuff. Just gotta do laundry occasionally. And then this bin is the heavy one. But we have bike stuff here, climbing stuff, portable shower, more climbing stuff. The all-important Home Depot bucket, in case you gotta poop.
The bathroom for emergencies.
That's the emergency bathroom. We've only had to use it in Mexico. And then some backpacking stuff and camping in case we want to put up a tent. We have some tents, backpacking, and the all-important tool bin. And that's it. Oh, and then the most important thing though. Can't forget about them. So we took the van in the sand once and it sunk. And then you find out real quick you don't have a way to get out. So we ended up buying some Tread Pro traction pads here and mounting them up under the bed. Hopefully we don't have to use them. We did have to use them for one guy to get out in Baja, and they worked great. So there are oh shit, try to get yourself out in case something bad happens. And they just look good in there. And then yeah, off on the side is, skateboard. We got a ukulele, some frisbee discs,
hammocks,
all kinds of just random stuff to make camping more fun.
So one other thing that we really wanted was to bring our awesome TW200 along with us. This is a really fun dual sport bike that we use as kind of a grocery getter. In several instances, it's nice to park your van at a campsite and just be settled in and then take the TW somewhere like to Hot Springs or up a forest road or to explore. Also when we're more stationary in a town, it's nice to park the van somewhere where we feel like it's safe, and then we'll just take the bike around town to get groceries or go to the gym or whatever, because it's much better on gas mileage and it's fun to drive. So because we wanted to have this with us, we decided to invest in some rack situations.
A rack situation? We got some rack situations.
It's a rack situation.
We actually started with just the motor tote, so that's this section of it. So we had the motor tote directly into the hitch. You can't open the back doors anymore. Becomes a nightmare when you're trying to get into your stuff, so you have to take the motorcycle off and then take the rack off just to access the back. So luckily we found a company called Rack Attach that has a swing arm. We've seen it rated to 250 and 300 pounds, so we're not totally sure what it does. Motorcycle weighs about 280, so we're right at about max, but it works well. But yeah, it allows for us to just open it up, close it up, put the bike on, and still get into the rear of the van very easily. But if we're posted up somewhere for an extended period like we are right now, we'll take the bike off just to not put undue strain on here. But it's been solid so far.
We've been able to see so many more places than we even expected so far, and then this next summer we're planning on going to Alaska, which has been on both of our bucket lists for years and years. So I mean, it really has given us the opportunity to do some things that I don't know if we would have been able to do otherwise. The beauty of this lifestyle is just the ultimate freedom that we have to kind of come and go as we please, and this community has been one of the biggest surprises that we've been really, really happy with. Don't wait for the right time, because there's never going to be a right time. You can survive with a lot less than you think you need. We surround ourselves with this construct of stuff and routine, and you think that losing those things will make you unhappy or uncomfortable, and that's absolutely not the case. You know, the things that will make you happy are going to be truly following your passions and doing the things that you love. Thanks for coming and touring our van. We are Greg and Jess of drifter.journey on Instagram. Come follow us and join us on our journey.